I would like to thank you first off for meeting with me today, Marcia, because you choosing to come here to see me means a lot because it shows that you are willing to get help for your problems. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that until, well, something really bad happens to them or they're forced to. So, please, if you don't mind telling me, what is it that brought you here today?
Well, my stupid family says I've got a drug problem.
Well,
They found me passed out in the car. They don't understand. I was just tired.
okay. So your family thinks that you may have a problem with drugs. Is that correct?
Yeah, they think I take too much pain medicine.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something. Do you think you have a drug problem?
Well, I take 5 Xanax a day. I take 2 or 3 codeine. And I take 4 Valium.
Okay.
I don't think that's that bad.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you feel that you could quit using these substances anytime you want to with no withdrawal symptoms at all? Because a lot of people feel they can't with substances like this.
Probably not, because if I try to quit the medicine, then I'll have the bite from the stupid car wreck 2 years ago. That's how I started on them.
Okay. So, a lot of people, when they misuse substances like this, a lot of times it affects their daily lives. Like, it causes the personality change in them. Have you noticed a change in, like, your personality or your work performance?
I haven't noticed a change in my personality, but my family has. And I think my boss is constantly fussing to speed it up, go faster, speed it up. So I think he's noticed it.
Okay, so it has interfered with your work environment and your family environment, hasn't it?
I don't think so, but other people do.
Well, a lot of times other people can really help us because sometimes we may not notice certain things, like when things are starting to get bad, but other people around us may start noticing it. My sister, she had a really bad problem with alcohol when she was in high school, and everyone around her saw that she was misusing alcohol and confronted her about it, but she didn't see that she had a problem. And finally, she listened to my family and decided to get help, and that's when she realized after therapy that she had a problem. So a lot of times people can give us constructive criticism is the right way to say it. They tell us something that may be hard for us to hear, but it's meant for our own good.
Yeah, I think they're just going to aggravate me, though.
I don't really think so. I don't think families really, well, some families do, but that doesn't sound like that's what they're trying to do. You know, let me ask you something else. What personal goals do you have for yourself? Like, what do you see yourself doing 10, 15 years from now?
Maybe retiring.
Okay, good. Good, that's awesome. And do you feel that your drug use in any way has, like, interfered with you achieving those personal goals?
Yeah, maybe, because if I retired, I wouldn't be able to afford all my medicines.
See, the cost of the medicine is keeping you from retiring. So it is having an effect on your finances. Okay. Alright, I have just one more question about, well, your substance use before we go on to something else. What have you gained and what have you lost as a result of your substance use, you feel?
I'm more laid back and easier to get along with since I've started taking the medicine, but my work has suffered a little bit, I think, and maybe my family relationships.
Okay. So it has had an effect on you in both a positive and negative way. Well, do you feel the positive has outweighed the negative, or do you feel that the negative has outweighed the positive?
The negatives probably outweigh the positive.
Okay. Well, I don't want to sound like a downer, but based on the information that you just given me, there is a possibility that you could have a drug problem. And now, let me explain to you what a drug problem is. A lot of people think a person with a drug problem is someone that's stealing, selling stuff of other people's that they love, or using sex to get drugs. A lot of times it's not always what a substance problem is. Sometimes a person can be just using substances like you that they think they need in order to get by each day, and they take maybe a few more than what they really should be taking, and as a result of that, their work performance is suffering, their family is starting to see changes in them that they normally never saw before. So, what have you done personally to help put an end to your drug problem since your family's confronted you about it?
What do you mean?
What have you done, like, to try to put an end to your drug problem since your family's confronted you about it?
I haven't really done anything. I just let it go in one ear and out the other.
Well, that may not be the best thing to do because, like I told you earlier, a lot of times people give us constructive criticism. It's hard for us to hear, but it's meant for our own good. Like someone that's obese, they might be told, hey, you need to lose weight, otherwise something bad's going to happen to you, and they don't want to listen to it because they take it as an insult to their character, but really all the person's trying to do is help them. And I think that's similar to what your family do. They want for you to get help. They want for you to get better. And they feel that confronting you about it is the best way to do it.
But they don't understand how many pills I take a day. So I don't know how much I depend on it.
Exactly. So it's a little bit worse than what your family thought. But, like, if you would like me to, I wouldn't care to maybe, come up with a plan for you that could help you to put an end to the drug use. If you're willing to do that, I could very well work out a plan for you. Would you like that?
I'll try it, but I'm not promising nothing.
Okay. I think that's fair. Okay, so what are your short-term goals? What would you like to see happen maybe the next week, next month?
Maybe cut back a little bit on the medicines, like one of each pill a day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what would be long-term goals? Now, ultimately, what I'd like to see as a long-term goal for each of my patients is abstinence. Because without abstinence, you are still dependent on the substance. Like, you can be just using a little bit of it, and still the substance can be controlling you because you're still taking it to get by each day. And even if you're just taking a little bit, it can be very easy for you to go back to where you were. And I'm not expecting any of my patients to quit cold turkey because I know it's unreasonable, but they should quit little by little until they get to the point that they're not using anymore. At least that's what I like my goal to be for each of my patients. But what are your goals for yourself?
It'd be nice if I could do that, but I wouldn't hold my breath because with my back pain, I don't know if I could do that or not.
Okay, well, have you thought of maybe doing other things that might help put an end to your back pain besides using the substances?
Not really.
Well, there are other things available, like, have you ever been to physical therapy?
I was at the beginning, but it didn't do much.
Well, did it help you any at all?
A little.
Well, getting back into physical therapy might be a good idea, because even if it helps you a little bit, you won't be using as much of the substances. So it'll be helping you to not use as much if you go back to physical therapy. And I know a really good physical therapist named Hector Patori. He really helped a friend of mine with her shoulder when she got really hurt. And he's really good. I've seen him help a lot of other people. Would you like for me to maybe give you his phone number so you can call him, set up an appointment with him?
I'll try, but I don't know.
Okay. And do you take like over-the-counter medicine like Tylenol or Advil?
No, I don't take nothing like that because I didn't figure it would help.
Well, that's another thing. Tylenol and Advil, if they're used in the proper way, are completely safe substances. If you take like 8 or 9 of them at a time, yeah, you're in trouble. But if you take them like you're told to take them, they aren't addictive for people. If you take them at the right amounts. Like other substances, you can take them at the right amounts and you still become dependent on them after a certain amount of time. Tylenol and Advil doesn't have that problem. So maybe cutting down on the codeine and Xanax and stuff like that and taking more Tylenol and Advil could help.
I can try.
Okay. This may be too personal a question, but what do you and your husband do for a living? And how much money do you all make normally each year?
He's a realtor, and I work as a pharmacy tech. We make about $60,000 to $65,000 a year.
Okay, so you make pretty decent money. So, could it be possible, I know a lot of people don't like to do this because they feel like they're losing their independence, but could it be possible that you would want to cut back on your hours at work? That maybe just get more time to yourself so you could relax a little bit more, maybe take a nap or two during the day?
Well, if I have to do the physical therapy, I'll have to cut back. And my boss has already talked about me just working half days until I get to feeling better.
And see, that would be, for right now, a really good idea because it would help you to get by each day better without depending so much on the medication. If you maybe took more time to yourself, wasn't working as often, maybe you wouldn't be in as much pain, so you wouldn't need the substances as much.
And it might help.
Okay. Let me see here. And I know change, for a lot of people, can be a very scary thing. A lot of people don't want to have to make any changes in their life because they feel that their life is best the way it is now. They don't want to have to go through the process of having to make changes, even though change may be the best thing for them at that point in time. But change is not an easy thing to accept. But do you have like supportive people around you that could help you to adjust to these new changes?
I've got family, I guess, that could help a little bit. They wouldn't really want to, but they could.
Okay, in what ways do you feel they could help you?
Maybe help get some of the housework and stuff done.
Okay. That's not a bad idea because a lot of times we feel like, especially women in particular, they feel like all the housework falls on them. And a lot of times that's not fair. So maybe talking to your husband, your children, maybe seeing if they would be more willing to, do some of the work around the house. So you don't have to do as much. That would be a really good idea.
I'll try, but I don't know if they'll do it or not.
Okay. And are there people like that you work with that could help you to get through this process of changing?
Well, there's one of my friends. She used to be hooked on drugs and stuff, and she helps quite a bit.
Oh, good for her. That is awesome. It's good to have someone like that in your life because a lot of times people, when they become dependent on substances, don't feel like anybody really understands what they're going through. So it's really good to have someone that kind of has an understanding of what you are going through personally and could help you to overcome some of these hard feelings that you may be having and help you to realize, just keep going, just keep trying. Eventually things will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.